There's no better time to find these tremendous Mazda savings than right now at Team Mazda. Get 0% financing on any new Mazda CX-5, Mazda CX-30, Mazda CX-50, or the Mazda CX-90. Find out just how much you can save at Team Mazda on Airline.
Well, I think you just heard our topic of conversation. 7:03 here on a Thursday morning. We're tracking a lot for you, and we're going to get to Hurricane Helene in a second because Jared's got some big news. But you kind of heard him talk about pancakes. Let's start with a breath of fresh air for a minute. It's National Pancake Day.
Yes.
National Johnny Cakes Day.
Hot cakes, flapjacks.
Hot Johnny Cake.
Hot flappy Johnny Cake.
I mean, that is your
heard
nickname.
Johnny Cake.
The Johnny Cake, yeah.
That's your
What's the
nickname.
difference, or is there not a difference?
It's not really a thing. I think it's like a brand name. It's like a nickname that turned into a brand name that turns into whatever.
Is that flapjack?
Flapjack
Like
is
flapjack?
yeah, that kind of thing.
I like that. All right, switching gears. You have a daughter.
I'm literally just texting
Up
with
in
her right
North,
now.
was it North Carolina?
No.
Georgia. Savannah,
I knew that.
Georgia.
Savannah. Oh, wow.
I was texting her, yeah, and so
now
she's still got class today. She's at class right now.
Really?
What?
And I'm like, mother of pearl. And so, look, and I told her, I said, look, channel your inner South Louisiana girl and do what you know to do here. But it's just going to be one of those days. It is, we breathe that sigh of relief down here in Louisiana. We know it's not coming our way, but we know damn well the kind of power these storms can produce. We're already seeing it. And so, yeah, you feel for those friends and family, quite literally, in these other parts of the country. That's a beast out there. And Jared, you were showing us, man, this thing it's continuing to grow. And when you talk outer band to outer band, 1,000 miles long? Wide?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, probably even over 1,000 miles. So it has a far-reaching effect. Again, it doesn't affect us locally, but it either affects family, just as you were mentioning, or somebody that is being affected by it. And absolutely, I would say the entire Southeast.
And understandably so. You've been on edge, a little bit on edge all morning.
I'm not ashamed to admit that. Absolutely. It's just one of those things. If it's coming to me or wherever the heck I am, you feel like you're not in control. It's a freaking storm.
Right.
Yeah.
But you feel like, I got it. But yeah, if somebody is a little bit removed from you and detached from you, you want to be. So if I'm not here tomorrow morning, I'm halfway to
He's
halfway
getting
to
his
Georgia.
baby.
We know you are. I've been getting phone calls too. I also have family. My sister actually lives in the Tampa St. Pete area, so she's been. So, but I think they're going to be okay because it's more towards the Big Bend and also the Panhandle.
That's true.
Your daughter in Georgia, and by the way, Georgia. Usually, by the time a hurricane gets to Georgia, it's not a hurricane anymore. This is expected to still be a Category 1, even when it goes into Georgia. Yeah, that's
like
something
almost all the way like into Atlanta, like North Georgia.
Yes.
Wow.
And Atlanta to the Carolinas, they could see 10 to 15 inches of rain. And again, where your daughter is, that's on the east side. We know the dirty side of the storm. So yeah, it's far-reaching. We're relieved that it's not affecting us here, but there's so many affected by it.
Especially when you talk about a potentially Cat 4 hurricane. The last time Hurricane Michael impacted the area at Cat 5. So whenever you hear hurricane, you still think about the impact here, how it's going to impact for the days, because we know it's not just going to be a one-week thing, a one-day thing. This is going to impact for months, if years not to come.
Right, and I'm glad that you brought up Michael, because as soon as they say Cat 4, we're reminded of all the plethora. We've got a list of names, names like Ida, names like Laura, Katrina. I mean, we know 4s and 5s only too well here.
Ooh. So we'll see how this goes. But again, got lots of friends and family across the Florida, the Georgia, the Carolinas. Where's the shot that we're looking at right here, Jared?
Yeah, actually, I'm glad, Liz, you told me about this. So this is a good one. This is Sarasota, a little bit more to the point, Sarasota Bay West. And you're looking at some real choppy water over there. Of course, that's the Florida side of the Gulf. And we've been showing different cameras, and we're going to continue to shuffle through those throughout the day. They're already getting choppy waters. They're getting shaky cameras because already they're getting those outer bands. Now, the updated track right here, the track actually hasn't moved that much, but the intensity a little bit different because now it's a Category 2. It was just upgraded as of 7 a.m., so this is the 7 a.m. track. Still looks like it's going to make landfall Thursday evening, and you can see before it does so, Cat 3. So it's not a guarantee that it becomes a Category 4, but I hear Dr. Steve say this a lot, and I totally agree with him. We're really talking semantics here. It's not a huge difference between the upper Cat 3 or the lower Cat 4. We're really talking about 5 to 10 miles per hour, and it's going to be a beast of a storm no matter what. And there's the severe weather outlook that I was talking about. So it's everything on the east side. The problem with that is a very big part of the population, a big part of the state of Florida, big part of Georgia, going into South Carolina, they're all going to be on that east side, on that dirty side of the storm. So now, as we mentioned yesterday, we couldn't really see a lot on the radar because of just where it was located near Cuba. There's no radar to tap in there. But as it gets closer to Florida, we see two things. The radar starts to fill in, it starts to blossom with rain, and now at the end you see this huge tornado watch box, which encompasses a big part of Florida. And again, for good reason. They're probably going to need to add to that box over the next couple of hours. And there you see the rotation, the center circulation, as it still makes its way to the north-northeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. If that weren't enough, a couple of other things in the tropics. The ice storm has actually formed, but no threat. That's Isaac, and it's going to actually get knocked away by a cold front up to the north. This wave down here, that's probably going to become the next storm. Whether or not it gets in the Gulf, right now I'm cautiously optimistic that that's not going to get into the Gulf. Again, it is a little bit early, so I don't want to make any guarantees or promises, but right now we here in the Louisiana area, we are looking really good. Yesterday it was really hot, I know, 94 degrees, but that's done, that's over, because now the dew points drop behind the cold front that already moved through. So check it out. We dropped the dew point on Friday down to the upper 50s, and if those dew points are going down, we know these numbers are going down too. Behind that front, we're not going to feel that warm because of basically that lack of humidity. Not only that, but the cold front also protects us from that surge of moisture. It's almost like a shield guarding our area and pushing that storm away from us. So our forecast highs for today, they're in the mid to upper 80s, but watch this. This is my favorite part. These are our forecast lows. Watch tonight into tomorrow morning. Now, I'm not from here. I'm from up north, so you're going to have to help me out here. 62, 63, is that jacket weather? It might be. Yeah, I think it might for many people out there. Today, beautiful. 88 for the high, low humidity. Oh, yeah, it is going to be breezy. We're going to have winds out of the north at 10 to 20. It's not going to blow your hat off your head, but I thought I would bring that up. Overnight low 64. Again, that's in the downtown area, so we're going to be even cooler to the north. And USA taking on LSU, and the weather is going to be great for Saturday night. We were talking about this when they start chanting USA. I mean, you can't boo them. How could you do that, right? 89 for Saturday, 90 for Sunday. Lots of sunshine, no chance of rain. Matter of fact, speaking of no chance of rain, over the next 10 days, we don't have any chances of rain. This is actually a very typical, I would say, a typical October forecast as we transition to that month. At 7:09, lots to talk about over here. Johnny, hopefully you don't have a lot of activity over there.
Nothing out of the ordinary. This is I-12 behind me at the Amite River Bridge, and we always see traffic coming in from Denham, backing up on the Amite River Bridge, and right here at between Essen and the 1012. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour from 9 to 10 on WAFB 9 News at 9, we're going to turn this camera and kind of pan back and forth and show you what's on the other side of the barrier wall right there near College Drive as they continue that roadwork project. And Behringer Foreman is open to traffic this morning. This happened yesterday, and they have repaired that bridge and replaced it 2 months before on schedule. It was scheduled to reopen sometime mid-December. It's open now. Great cut through from Airline Highway over to Highland Road, and you can use that again. All right, it's 7:10. Every morning we get together for a couple of minutes, give you a little update on some things you might have missed during 9 News this morning. It's 9 News Now on WAFB Plus. We'll be right back.
(7:11) your time right now, and as we get ready for a string of great weather days in South Louisiana, that is not the focus of the forecast, right? Looking east as folks get ready for Hurricane Helene.
You can see a lot of folks are getting ready. They're boarding up businesses, homes. Yeah. They know what's coming here, especially when we talk about the impact. So how is that going to impact us? Well, we are ready to answer the call for help. In fact, we've already sent linemen. We've got people lining up the resources ready and waiting to help them. You've got Florida already granting the White House, granting granting that disaster declaration for those resources to get to Florida. You're getting a live shot here from EarthCam of Naples, Florida. You got some people kind of looking, scoping things out here. What's interesting, you see that daybreak starting to appear above the clouds there as you start to see that wind pick up in that area. We're going to keep our eyes on this ahead of Helene making landfall all along the Florida Panhandle and the southern coast of Florida
this
as well.
This is going to be the story. This is the story.
It is.
Until this thing gets done. And like for a lot of folks, it's going to be an overnight storm as it pushes through into Florida and into Georgia, that kind of a thing. So yeah, but yeah, you got folks out there doing it. Look like folks from Louisiana out right before the storm. All right, let's get you back into Louisiana here. Actually, there's a groundbreaking going on up on the bluff. Southern University about to break ground on an outdoor classroom?
Yeah, and kind of an amphitheater here. So have a look. This is the rendering of what it's supposed to look like. It's going to be incredible there. Matt's been talking about what a view this is going to be all morning. If you'd like to be a part of this historic moment, it's happening tonight, 5 o'clock. You can park there by the Leon Tarver Cultural and Heritage Center there. Big moment tonight for Southern University as they break ground on this.
Hey, let's widen some roads, shall we? Open house public meeting. Talking about, this is going to be over Sugar Mill Primary School in Prairieville, talking about widening a few different roads, Germany Road to Plessis Road. If this is your part of the world, they want to hear from you. Community input, looking for that from 5 to 7 this evening. Again, Sugar Mill Primary School in Prairieville.
Let's take you to Iberville Parish tonight. Voters there, you have an opportunity to listen to some candidates running in a variety of races there in Iberville Parish. This is all happening at the Iberville Government Council Chambers. That's the second floor of the parish courthouse. Make your way there by 6:30 tonight. This is going to be a great opportunity to know exactly who and what is on that ballot. Great opportunity tonight. We'll keep our eyes on that as well.
Eyes on that forecast, and that's just kind of where we are right now for a lot of folks. And you know, the benefit of a brilliant forecast in South Louisiana is we do get to pay attention to, you know, focus on Helene.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to do this morning because our forecast is much ado about nothing. No chance of rain the next 10 days, low humidity, beautiful temperatures, so we can look there as they brace for what's going to be a major hurricane. This is going to have far-reaching effects all up and down the East Coast.
So we'll keep our eyes on that for you here. In fact, we'll have another check in about 10 minutes. All right, join us here and we'll come back. Yeah,
so there you go. Already Cat 2 on its way to a Cat 3. We've heard possible Cat 4, but as you talked about earlier, splitting hairs when you get to like 130, 135, that kind of thing. So yeah, we'll keep you in the know because we know you got friends and family out there as well. By the way, that First Alert weather app of yours, you can track right along with Hurricane Helene there as they get ready for that.
It's time to gear up for game day at Team Toyota. Right now, get a new 24 Tacoma for just $269 a month, or get 2.99% financing for 72 months on a new Toyota Tundra. Score thousands in savings on your new Toyota from Team Toyota, I-12 at O'Neill.